If you are not doing this on sales calls, it is costing you money. When you get on sales calls, are you feeling super confident, prepared, like no matter what comes up, you know how to handle it? Or do you sometimes feel like you're just winging it? Like sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. I'm not always sure why one person said yes and one person said no. I know a lot of people get on sales calls a little bit anxious about what's going to happen. And they sometimes feel even out of integrity or like, oh, they're being pushy or salesy. The best way to deal with that is to have a sales script. And that's what today is all about. A sales script is something that allows you to have a mapped out plan where you know exactly what's going to happen on every single call or meeting. And you might be thinking, well, I sort of have a script in my head, Julia. Isn't that good enough? I tend to say roughly the same thing. But once you do sales training, which I've done a lot of, and I've now been training women in sales for 8 years, there's a big difference between having it in your head and actually having it written up as a script. The script really allows you to master the material, know exactly what you're going to say, and then a little bit like an actor who knows their lines, then you can kind of improvise, have some fun with it, relax into the conversation. But without that sales script, you're always going to feel like you're winging it and you're going to leave a lot of money on the table because things are going to come up you're not prepared for. And you don't have in your script, in this written script, what to do with certain objections, when to move into the close, how to handle tough questions. When you do have a script, you can be constantly updating it with things like, hey, that question really worked well. I'm going to put that in my script and make sure I do it over and over again. Or here's something that tripped me up last time. Right when I was getting ready to sell, the person said they had to go. Oh no, I didn't manage my time well. I better put in my script, I have a half an hour for this call. Do you have a half an hour too? These are the type of things that are going to keep you from leaving money on the table once you do a script. And I'm going to teach you my format for a script in just a minute. But the other reason I want you to have a script is that if you don't have a script, then you're the only one who can sell in your business. And since I focus on helping women scale up, one of the biggest bottlenecks in business is if you're the only one who can sell. Now, maybe you're still going to be the best closer for a little while, but once you have a script, you can hand out that initial call to somebody else on your team. They'll just follow the script. So that's another great benefit of having it all written down. Let me share this slide and show you the method that we use in our sales program, which is called Sales Cure. We have a self-paced version of it, Sales Cure, that you can do all on your own. It takes about 3 to 5 hours. Or you can do it with me during one of our Sales Cure live programs that we launch a couple of times a year. And we have one coming up on October 17th. So reach out if you're interested in that. But today is October 16th, so reach out quickly. Here is a mini version of what we teach in the Sales Cure program. This is my proprietary method, and CURE is an acronym for the 4 things you have to get right on every single sales call or meeting. And your script will be structured around these 4 things. So it's very simply connect, uncover, recognize, explain. This is what's going to happen on every single sales call or meeting. And suddenly you're going to relax into it because you have a script, you know what to do, you know how long to spend on each of these, and you can spend more time connecting and bonding with the person and less time worrying about, oh, what should I say next or what's about to happen. The connect part is about 5% of the conversation. That's where you build a rapport, find things in common, and just connect as human beings. The you is where you're uncovering the problem of the person you're on the call with. How long have they had this problem? What have they tried to fix it? Are you the first person they've called about it? What else is this impacting in their life? How big of a problem is this? This should really be 80 to 85% of the meeting because they're really not that interested in what your products or services are until we're sure if it's a fit. And this is where you find out if it's a fit during the you. Do they even have a problem that you can solve? This too will give you a lot of peace of mind because this is where you realize sales is more about are we a fit and less can I convince you to work with me? The last 15% is the recognize and explain. And this is where you recognize their problem and help them see that you've already helped a lot of people with something similar. And then the E is where you finally get to explain your products and services. Now, the untrained salesperson will sometimes start with that. So if you're starting by talking about your products and services, that's something to fix right away. That goes at the end. And once you follow this script, you'll see that it gets a lot easier to just get on multiple calls and talk to people, spend 30 minutes, figure out if you're a fit. And if you are, you'll know how to sign them up and get them going in your product, whether that's a B2B, a B2C. This works with any type of business. If you're interested in learning more about how to use SalesCure and have your script all buttoned up and ready to go, then reach out to us. You can DM me or set up a call at scalewithjulia.co. We do launch these programs throughout the year, or you can do the self-paced version at salescure.com. And I really don't want you to be leaving money on the table. So even if you don't take my program, please, please write up your sales script and make sure that you have it somewhere where you can review it easily before every single sales call or meeting. Have a great day. Sell, sell, sell. And I will see you back here on Scale with Julia. In the meantime, stay brave and go big.